Hey guys, Joe DeMarco from the Crazy New York Driver Show for Friday, January 31st, 2020. Welcome to another eBay video. Today we're going to be discussing protection or lack of protection when you offer free returns. We're also going to have a new inductee into the Fitchy Bad Sellers Hall of Shame. We're going to talk about lowball offers a little bit more. And we're going to talk about a little bit of an eBay fail last weekend. Plus your comments, questions, and concerns from last week's video. So let's get right into it with your comments, questions, and concerns. The first few will be about how low will you go? Remember we talked about buyers who send you messages through the eBay contact system asking that age-old question, how low will you go on this item? Carmi 2005 wrote, I had somebody this month ask me what is the lowest you will go on a $25 item. I told him the lowest I will go is $25. Randy Rainbow wrote, $23.50, ha ha ha. I had a buyer try that garbage with me on Friday. I raised my price and he was not happy about me, to say the least. He threatened to report me to eBay, so I sent him to eBay customer services link and customer help phone number. His answer would have made a Marine blush. He was not a customer or a potential customer. He was a time waster with nothing to do but screw around with other people before bedtime. I have no time for them. I sure hope you blocked that person. Because I can tell you, from the way you're talking, I sure would have. Sync Run wrote, I have been getting a ton of eBayers lowballing and griping about shipping also. I told them just what you told them. Try and source it locally. Actually, I had two more this week with the what is your lowest price you will go for this item. I just write back to them, I cannot go any lower. Try and get it locally. That way you may save a few dollars on shipping. And usually when I say that, they go away. Not always, but usually. By the way, speaking about shipping, did you guys notice a huge increase this week on USPS shipping? The prices have gone up considerably, so keep that in mind when we talk later about offering free shipping. About not taking no for an answer, Mercedes Lux wrote, yes, yes, and yes. You always need to remind us, don't be fitchy. Ha ha ha. I got it right on that guy that wanted hardware for his wire wheels. I said out loud, block. Gee, I like it when I get it right. I would have done the same thing. Block first, then reply with an informative and a nice reply as you did to that person. Thanks again for the show. Also on not taking no for an answer, Pomona 513 wrote, about the guy who wouldn't take no for an answer. I really don't understand why people like him think they know better about what is compatible with their car than a man who sells hubcaps for a living. Mary's Market and said, I get a kick out of your New York ways. Well, I'm pretty cocky too, born and raised in Chicago. On Cancellations, Hungry Man wrote a rather long comment which I've truncated for brevity. Many thanks that you mentioned my comment in the video. Yes, I did accept the cancellation, but the buyer did not pay. The buyer just accepted my best offer, which I sent 2 watches. Does that mean I will somehow still be charged the PayPal fee, even if the buyer never paid for the item? Normally, I always accept the cancellation if the item has not yet been paid, because then I can relist it immediately instead of opening an unpaid item case where I'd have to wait 3 days before I can relist the item. I never accept the cancellation if it's paid. Then I ship it anyway and tell the buyer you can return it when it arrives and pay for the shipping costs, because I only accept returns and do not accept any cancellations, also not within the first hour. Hungry Man, in answer to your question, firstly, no, since the guy never paid you, you will not be charged PayPal fees. so you skated on that one. However, I respectfully disagree with you because I do it just the opposite way. If a guy pays me at 2 o'clock in the afternoon for an item, he buys the item, pays immediately, and then 5 minutes later wants to cancel, I will cancel because I haven't yet printed out the label. Now, if I did ship it to him, there's a good chance it would come back to me, although a good number of you guys say that is not the case. What I would do, because I'm incurring PayPal fees, is I would immediately induct him into the cancellation corner and I would expose him on next week's video, because that's just plain wrong when we as sellers are losing money for these cancellations. Now, conversely, if I sent the best offer to a watcher, and I sent a lot of them out this week, and if I had a guy that accepted the offer and then outright refused to pay like I did last month, I will not accept the cancellation from that person. Now, I can't make him pay. I can just let it time out. I'll open an unpaid item case. I'll go through the system, through eBay's system, and he will get an unpaid item strike. That's how I handle the cancellations. But you guys do what works for you. On returns, Darth Vader wrote, listen guys, before I go on, when you write to me, when you write comments, could you please use punctuation? Because when I'm reading the comments here, sometimes it takes me 2 or 3 times to get through it the right way. You don't see that because I edit it out. But please use commas and periods. Don't just string 25 sentences together without any punctuation, because it's throwing me off. Thank you. On returns, Darth Vader said, "Hi Joe, another great video. I have a question. A buyer started a return request and eBay automatically approved. The reason? She did not like it. Should I call eBay and deny the return? Joe, is that a good reason to return the item? Thanks again for another great video. Thumbs up." If the return was automatically approved, I'm going to assume, Darth Vader, that you accept 30-day returns for any reason. Is that true? Is that the case? Because if that's the case, you can't do anything about it. Now, if you don't accept any returns at all, that's another story, but that can't be the case because eBay would not have automatically approved a buyer remorse case if you do not accept returns. So I need a little more information. But from what you're telling me, you can't do anything about it. The return's been accepted. You have to just go with the flow. Another question on returns from 0FZ07. I have a customer who bought a piece of clothing from me. Nothing expensive, just a $15 shirt with free shipping. I have free 30-day returns, and of course the return was automatically accepted. Should I keep the cost of shipping or return the whole amount? Thank you. Well, Zero, I'm going to have to tell you the answer is no. You cannot deduct anything as far as the shipping is concerned because you offered free shipping in the first place. Had you charged for shipping like I do, then you can, in fact, deduct the shipping cost. That is one of the many pitfalls when you offer free shipping and take free returns. I'm really surprised you're offering free on both ends, free shipping and free returns, because you're going to be losing some money on that sale. While we're on this subject of free returns, I want to clarify something that some people just don't get. This problem came up in Facebook again this week, and I want to explain something. When eBay first started the free returns program, they were touting it, saying they would protect sellers from negative feedback under any circumstances if they offered free returns, and by golly, they did. However, at some point during the period, eBay changed the policy on that and never really announced it. I talked about this before, and I'm going to talk about it again. Here's how it works with free returns. Listen up, those of you guys who offer free returns. if you sell an item to a person and they get it and they don't like it and they return it to you and neg you, eBay will indeed remove the neg. However, if you sell something to someone, they don't like it, and they neg you and keep the item, it will not be removed. The neg will not be removed. The only way it will be removed is if your buyer actually sends the item back. Meaning, if you sell someone a green shirt, they get it and they neg you and say, I don't like this green shirt. I really thought I was getting a red shirt. Too bad. All right? Too bad. That is your protection when you offer free returns. You only get protected if they send the item back. Okay? Let's continue on now with questions about loopholes and comments about loopholes. Ruth Hangston wrote, don't you think it's completely unfair that buyers can leave negative feedback before asking for a refund? I had a person leave negative feedback because she said the jeans I sold to her were irregular. How could I know that? I looked at my detailed pictures and couldn't see a thing wrong. Anyway, I immediately offered her a complete refund including shipping and told her she could keep the pants, but would she please remove the bad feedback? She said she would as soon as she got her money back. I did the refund. Next day she claimed she hadn't got it, but that as soon as she does, she will revise the feedback. I could see from PayPal she had been refunded completely, and I told her this. Then the next day she said I still owed her $10 and that she wasn't removing the feedback till it was paid. I checked again. She had gotten the complete refund. Oh, and she also said she was a Christian and could see I was not, and that the $10 would be on my conscience. I called eBay at that point. They removed the negative feedback as there was proof of extortion. However, she could have left it just because she said the pants were irregular, even though I gave her a full and prompt refund if she hadn't gotten greedy. Ruth Hingston, there's a few problems with this, and you touched on some of them, but I'm going to touch on the other. Number one, I agree that this buyer was fishy. I don't dispute that in any manner whatsoever. My question to you, why would you let her keep the item and give you the money back? I don't get that. I have no problem with you offering her a full refund, including shipping. Both ways if it's your fault. There's nothing wrong with that, but at least get the item back so you can resell it. That's something some sellers do, and I think there's a comment about that I'm going to be reading really soon, and I just don't understand the motivation there. Sure, help the buyer out. If they're pissed off or something, give them a full refund with the shipping included, but get the item back. That is imperative. And as far as this line about being a Christian or not being a Christian, let me tell you something. Anytime someone brings religion into an argument, look out. Look freaking out. This customer has a lot of nerve telling you you're not a Christian, because just by saying that, it shows she's not a Christian, because it says in the Bible, do not judge thy neighbor. And then you get these Bible thumpers that continually like to point the finger at their fellow man and call them out, and that's just plain wrong. But all in all, Ruth, I'm glad everything worked out for you. I'm glad you called eBay, and I'm glad you got that neg removed. Please, in the future, always ask for the item back. Just say, yes, I'll give you the full refund with the shipping, send me the item back. Because keep in mind, there's always some people that won't send it back. And then the case will be decided in your favor, if a case was in fact open. Now, Dennis Copper replied to Ruth Hingston, the pants were not irregular. She is scamming you. Wake up, seller. Never give money back to a buyer until you get the item back. Sellers, stop giving away your merchandise. You make it harder on good sellers. You flood the market with free stuff. You pay the scammers to continue to scam. Stop it! That's exactly what I just discussed. Guys, If you know your item is not faulty or broken or irregular, ask for the item back. That is eBay policy. You are entitled to the item back. The only time I think it's okay for you not to ask for the item back is if it's a dirt cheap dollar item, like a postcard. So if you sell a postcard for $1, then you're going to probably lose money and asking for it back. So I could understand that. But anything that's more than that, please guys, ask for your items back, because I always do. On Cancellations, Michael Dolney wrote, "All of us sellers on eBay should use every means possible within our limited resources to stop the epidemic of fitchy buyers who think it's okay to cancel on a whim after a purchase has been made. A buyer has all the time they need to decide if they really want to buy an item. So why is it okay that they can turn right around after a few minutes, an hour, or a day later after purchasing an item to cancel the order? I personally had a customer cancel an order while it was in the hands of the USPS for 2 days and hadn't even been delivered yet. The reason given, they changed their mind. This isn't a game. Refuse the cancellation request, and if they don't pay, file the unpaid items claim. eBay should at least charge the buyer the fees and not penalize the seller by charging us. I also feel an unpaid item mark against the buyer should generate an automatic negative on the buyer's feedback. eBay took away our right to leave a negative on buyer's feedbacks, but I'm sure certain abuses on the buyer's part should have an automatic retribution. Otherwise, we continue to have these fitchy buyers playing around with sellers' livelihoods as they continue to keep their 100% feedback." Okay, Michael, I basically agree with you. But the one thing I want to point out is eBay would never, in my opinion, go with your idea to give the sellers a negative when they don't pay. Now, don't get me wrong. I support that idea 100%, and I would love to see, if not a negative, like a little dot after the user ID to show all sellers this person has a track record of non-payment. I think it's a great and wonderful idea, but I don't see eBay ever implementing it. As far as the cancellations are concerned, Michael and everybody else, as you know, we have very limited recourse as to what to do when a person cancels. In the old days, I would just accept the cancellation and move on. But now that PayPal is charging us a fee and not refunding it, we're in the big leagues. So my answer to it is I have what's called a cancellation corner, where I expose people who cancel and cost me money to get the word out, just in case any of you want to block that person. That's your business, but I feel it's only right. I had a person write to me during the week where a buyer really dicked them over. Very quickly what happened is they sold an item to a buyer, and only a few minutes later, after paying, the buyer wanted to cancel. The seller took the hardline approach that some of you guys take and said, "It's too late to cancel, I have already printed the label." The buyer then wrote back to him through eBay contact system and started getting loud with him, saying things like, "Fine, so if you send it to me, I'm going to send it back to you, and I'm going to leave you a negative feedback at the same time." And the two of them started going back and forth. Now, this particular person asked me if I would expose this buyer on my show. And the reason I'm not going to do it is it would then become a clearinghouse for all cancellations and deadbeat bidders from everybody else's account on my channel, and I can't have that. I think you guys understand that. I will only expose buyers who dick me over. Your recourse, and you all have it, every one of you guys watching this video has the ability to make a short video exposing someone who cancels on you. Don't say you can't do it because you have a YouTube account, you're watching my video. You all have the ability. Please. Later in this video, I'm going to have an episode of the Fitchy Bad Sellers Hall of Shame, where I expose somebody who was actually shown to me by one of you guys, and I thank you for that. I will expose people who are flagrantly violating eBay rules and creating an unsafe atmosphere, and in some cases breaking the law. Andreas Giorgio talked about a restocking fee. Joe, I've been selling on eBay for 15 years. I always had a restocking fee of 20% in my returns policy. I'm a drop shipper, and about half my suppliers charge a 20% restocking fee for returns. Since eBay no longer allows that policy, my return rate shot up and my bottom line has been affected. Also, the restocking fee that was mentioned in my returns policy persuaded many buyers that returning the item just wasn't worth it. Now they have nothing to lose, not even shipping back if they open a case not as described as many of them do. These kinds of policies are the ones that really hurt the seller's bottom line. Andreas, I agree with you. Back in the old days, I never had a formal restocking fee in my listings, but what I did in the description, I wrote, all returns are subject to a restocking fee, even though I never enforced it and I didn't exactly have it checked off through the eBay options, in the description field below. eBay, as you know, right now does not allow us to have a restocking fee. However, if they did change their mind tomorrow, I would impose a restocking fee because I'm getting way too many returns from people who don't read, and the restocking fee would be binding and I would enforce it. Question: would you guys like to see eBay reinstate the option of a restocking fee if you, the seller, so choose to impose it on your customers? I bet most of you would. I'm not going to say too much right now, but I'll just say this. Somewhere down the road, you may, and I'm saying may, be pleasantly surprised. But let's let that go for now. Let's not put the cart before the horse. Let's just continue on. On Office to Watches, Donna Herlinger wrote, can you ask eBay to use a different sound than the cha-ching for when an offer is declined? Donna, that is part of one of my main topics this week, a big eBay fail that happened last weekend. So guys, very quickly what happened is this. How many of you guys on, I believe it was Sunday night, how many of you guys had your iPhone literally blow up all at one time with a bunch of notifications saying that your watcher has declined your offer? Well, I can raise my hand because I was one of them. I think it was about 7 o'clock on Sunday evening. All of a sudden, I must have had 10 to 15 notifications come in simultaneously. I've never had that happen, and they were all declines. I've been sending Office to Watches for the longest time, and I've never had a notification on my iPhone saying that the watcher declined my offer. It turns out eBay was doing a short and very limited experiment over the weekend on sending out push notifications to those of us who have opted into the push notifications on eBay. Thankfully, so many sellers were upset by this that eBay has immediately stopped doing it, and you don't have to worry about getting them again. They were sending out emails and notifications simultaneously saying that your watcher has declined your offer. I found one very, very crucial thing. I read the emails and the notifications, and eBay actually showed us the name of the person that was watching our listings and declined the offer. And just like many of you guys have said, and like I have said, a good amount of the people watching my listings were other eBay Motors sellers who I actually know that were selling the exact same thing as I was selling. There's nothing wrong with doing that, but I think it's folly. I would never watch another seller's listing to see how much he got for his item just because I'm selling the same thing. It's too wasteful and time consuming. It just doesn't interest me what he gets. I don't care what he gets. I care what I get. A few more channel comments and then we'll get into some more heavy stuff. Charles Foreman wrote, Joe, why don't you do longer videos each week? The 27-minute, 32-second video today just flew by in no time. And Joe, what is that pretty red bird that came into your bird stand at the 25-minute mark? Charles in the UK. Well, Charles, you'll be happy to know this week's video is going to be much longer than 27 minutes. As you can probably tell already, we've already hit that point. And number two, for everybody else, in the comments section, would you please tell me how long you would like to see my average Friday eBay video? I've always thought that maybe 20 to 25 minutes was good, but if you guys want them shorter or longer, I'm interested in this, okay? Tell me how long you would like to see my average Friday video. Burning Bananas wrote, how is it possible for 3 a-holes to thumb down your video in the first 19 minutes of this video going live? Burning Bananas, there weren't 3 a-holes, it was just one. And I think you know who I'm talking about, that thing in Michigan, my stalker. Robert Swank wrote, hey Joe, this guy is mocking you in his video. Take a listen. Selling USPS shipping supplies is legal on eBay, making a buck, and the channel he mentioned is world-renowned CFE. That is my stalker's channel, and what Robert is referring to is a few weeks ago I put out a video saying it was illegal to sell USPS shipping supplies on eBay, which could be a federal crime. I think you all know that. The very night or the next day, my stalker put out a video, like Robert said, mocking me, telling people to go out and commit these acts, encouraging them to commit these acts. Nor Cooley made a related comment. P.S. Fatso made me so mad I reported his video to YouTube before he lands a lot of people behind bars in federal court because they listened to his sorry butt. This guy makes me so mad I could spit nails. Nor Cooley, I'm glad you reported the video, but as you can see, YouTube does nothing. They really don't care about scamming. It's pathetic, but it's true. Last comment I'm going to read is from Duncan VR. I lost count how many times Fitchy was mentioned in your video today. LOL. Guys, before we start any new topics, I'm going to take a drink from the Fox News Cup O' Life. This is the Fox News Cup O' Life, and I remembered to bring it with me to work today. Happy is he who drinks from it. Oh yeah. All right. First thing I want to do right now is I want to do a segue to the eBay Bad Sellers Hall of Shame! Welcome to tonight's inductee into the Fitchy Sellers Hall of Shame. I would like to thank my subscriber Adam for pointing this out to me, and this is one that I just could not ignore. The title of the listing is $5 giveaway via PayPal to random sub on YouTube. The cost is $1. Let's read the description. So I recently started a YouTube channel as a streamer. It's a struggle in order to get promoted. I'm doing a goal giveaway, which means I set a goal. Once it's reached, I'll give away a prize. Most prizes will be PayPal or gift card. My first giveaway is a $5 gift card to a random store. It will be a code given via email within 24 hours of reaching the goal. You must follow all rules to be eligible. First goal is a $5 gift code via message to one of the first subscribers to my new YouTube channel. Link below. Make sure you leave a comment with your YouTube name to prove you subscribed or a screenshot showing it. Thanks to everyone who participates. Good luck. copy and paste the link below. And then here it says John Wick 3 full movie. Subscribe for more videos like this. And there's an external link which leads right here. You can see that this video got 20 dislikes and only 15 likes. The video is subtitled. Now, this is wrong on so many levels. Number one, there is no tangible item being offered. There is no way to track the shipping. There is an external link right here. I mean, this is just crazy. I haven't seen anything like this in many, many months. So I just figured I would show you guys this inductee in the Bad and Fitchy Sellers Hall of Shame. Back to the video. Okay guys, that little listing was sent to me by one of my subscribers, Adam Applebaum, and I thank you, Adam, for sending that to me. When you see an egregious listing like this, send it to me, all right? Email me. You could either put the link in the comment section below, or you could email it to crazynydriver@aol.com. That listing is wrong, like I said, for so many reasons. Do you realize if you read that, even if you were to quote unquote buy it, the odds are you're still not getting anything? Now, I know a lot of you guys are saying, Joe, did you report the item? The answer is no. I did not report the item. Guys, even though I love eBay to death, I know that clicking that report this item link does nothing. So rather than spend a few seconds doing that, I spent my time doing something more productive. I really don't have an answer as to how to actually and successfully report these listings unless you have someone you can call directly and tell them about this. Now, of course, I know quite a few people I could call right now and get it taken down, but it's not worth it and I'm not doing it. It's just stupid in my opinion. It's a stupid listing. It's idiotic, and I see one of the items actually sold. I honestly don't know how. I don't know, man. There's a sucker born every day. There's an ass for every seat. What can I tell you? Sales this week have been very good. I've been very happy. On Saturday night, I sent out about 15 offers to watches. And for the first time, I actually had some success. I think I had 2 or 3 people actually make the purchase, which has never happened to me in my life. I also had one guy write back to me with an unbelievably low counter offer, and he wouldn't pay the shipping, so I just flat out declined him. As I said, my regular sales were quite good. I have nothing to complain about there. I got to get back to listing later today. I don't know if you guys watch the news, especially the business section, but eBay laid off approximately 150 people from San Jose. I'm not talking lower echelon people who make $30,000 a year. I'm talking about money earners. Most of them earning in the 6-figure category. eBay states that they're restructuring, reorganizing, in other words, trimming the fat. And they have to do what they have to do. But it's just something, you know, I wish all those 150 people that were laid off continued success. I hope they do well in whatever venture they undertake. I know some of them personally. In fact, I was with a couple of them just 2 months ago at the event in Brooklyn. So yeah, eBay has also announced their revenue. I don't know if you guys follow that at all. It was slightly down, but still not all that bad. Oddly enough, my sales have been up this quarter. However, I know some of you guys have been reporting lower sales than usual. The one thing I want to impress upon you, no matter what category you sell in, fill in the item specifics. It is tantamount to being seen. Please fill in the item specifics. That being said, guys, I'm way over my time period today, so I gotta bring this video to a close. Guys, I'm Crazy New York Driver and you're not. Thank you for watching this video. Each week I come out here and I make these videos to try and help you be successful on eBay. If you think I did a good job, please leave me a thumbs up. It tells me I'm on point and appreciated. If you don't think I did a good job, put your questions or comments in the comment section below and you know I will address them. I do ask that if you put a comment, you do not remove it. It's not something that I see that often on this channel, but it happened last week and I was really chagrined by that. You're entitled to say anything you want, as long as it's respectful and it's not a personal attack. If you agree with certain eBay policies or disagree, that's your business. I want to hear it. Put your comments in the comment section below. Remember, I am a seller friend, not a seller critic or skeptic of any kind. I've solved a lot of problems. I'm still making money online. I've never worn a mask and I never will. Heck, I'm a CEO and a CFO of my own company. So yeah, guys, go out there. I hope you all make a ton of eBay sales. Rock on and peace! And like Joey always says, and I mean this, guys, and I'm not gonna stop. Don't be fishy! I'll see you guys next week.